It's the fishing. This guy was really. But I thought, well, I want to do this, and I always liked like nature shows, like even when I was a kid, and then. And, you know, my mom used to let me stay awake late to watch these, like, Wild Cargo or...
Wild Kingdom.
Wild Kingdom? Is that what it is?
Mutual of Omaha.
But that was later. So, but when I was around 10, I would be watching, you know, Mutual of Omaha. Marlon Perkins would host the show, and he used to tell you what the animals were thinking. And even at the age of 10, I found this somewhat suspicious, and I felt like I would do a much better job telling you what the animals were thinking. So that's kind of, but it wasn't really like I was going to really do this. But I kept threatening to do it, and me and Willem Dafoe would go fishing, and Liz LeCompte would film it, and we had these tapes lying around, and somebody saw them and introduced it to this Japanese company, and they said, "Oh, we want to do a pilot," and I was like, "Really?" But then I had to do it. I had the opportunity to do it. So you know, that's a rare opportunity.
What was the process with choosing who you wanted to have on it?
Well, Jim was obvious. Tom was obvious. Matt Dillon, the Japanese really wanted Matt Dillon. They really, and I hardly knew Matt, and they really wanted Matt Dillon.
It was the Fanta.
Excuse me?
It was the Fanta.
What's the Fanta?
Well, he goes, Fanta? And you're just like,
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Matt Dillon offers you a sip of Fanta.
Oh, in the thing.
Yeah. They wanted to plug the soda.
No, I don't. Is that a Japanese soda?
I don't know, it was just a joke. I was just joking.
It went over my head.
It was a bad joke.
Willem and I had actually been fishing, so that seemed fair. And Dennis I met in Japan, and I didn't think he would ever do it. I didn't think, you know, and I said, he saw the Tom Waits show, and he really liked it. And I called him, and he said he never answers his phone, but he answered when I called him. It was just a weird thing. And so he agreed to do it. I said, I'll take you anywhere you want in the world. And she said, I want to go to Thailand, which was expensive. And so, I mean, it was hard for me just to see him now. I mean, it was hard for me to see him. I don't know. Yeah.
Those boats must have been tough to drive.
So I got really close with the guy Lon, who was the fisherman in the show, and I really liked this guy. We went fishing a bunch of times before Dennis arrived there. But I wanted to have scenes where he wasn't in the boat. And those boats are really hard to drive. They're hard to start, they're hard to stop. And Lon showed me how to get back, you know, in the morning. He took me out and he showed me how to get back. And so I wanted that shot that's at the end there with me and Dennis with the sunset, and it's just the two of us in the boat. We'd been through this other thing in Costa Rica where we asked the fishermen to lie down in the boat so they wouldn't be seen, but they really saw it as a sign of disrespect, and I didn't want to do that to Lon. So it was going to be me and Dennis alone in the boat, and it's kind of beautiful. It's me and Dennis Hopper alone in a boat in Thailand with the sun going down, and I'm driving the boat, and we're out of radio contact. The camera crew's on the shore. And the tide has changed completely. And I have no idea where I am. No idea where I am. And we're driving, and now it's like a half an hour. We haven't heard from anybody. Nothing looks familiar. And we're lost. And I don't know what to do. And I think we're going to run out. So I turn off the boat, thinking I can start it again when something becomes clearer to me. I try to start it, and the handle breaks. So now I'm in a boat with Dennis Hopper, who I really don't know. He really does look like a murderer. And we're drifting off to sea. I've gone from kind of there's this thing of like, the temperature is perfect, and the color of the water, and it's so beautiful there, and the breeze blowing against your body is just this beautiful thing. And I'm with Dennis fucking Hopper. And I'm so happy. My show is actually working. I'm saying, and then the boat breaks. We're drifting out to sea, and I'm with a murderer. I went from like one of the best moments of my life to one of the most frightening. They finally found us, you know. What I mean?
So let's open up the floor. Anybody have a question about fishing with John? Like to ask him?